So welcome, Wild Heart Strong. Here we are at the campgrounds again, and what we're going to be doing today is juicing the Wild Heart way. And this way is a walk into living hope. Why is that? Because juice gives you so much goodness. And today I want to give that goodness to you. Because these plants, these apples, these carrots, what they provide for us are nutrients that we cannot make ourselves. And if we can't make them ourselves, we need to get them from something that grows and prepares and has enzymes and so many nutrients that it is called, believe it or not, it is called real food. There is only one ingredient in this apple. So when you look on a package, it will be called apple. Isn't that amazing? It won't be called with 20 different names. It won't have 1.5 inches and maybe 3 inches of ingredients. It won't be like creamer in coffee that has so many ingredients. I literally shake when I see that because I know what it does to you. But with this, an apple and a carrot, it is so beautiful. Because these fruits, these vegetables that we'll be using later today, have grown and grown and grown for you, to give you health. Today we're going to be juicing a number of juices. We're going to start with apple, carrot, and I like to start very simply for my clients. Now, by the way, some of you might have noticed the snow here. It is about 25 degrees, so yes, indeed, I am freezing. But you know what? The juice is keeping me warm. Whee! So let's rock here. This is a juicer. There are many, many different kinds of juicers out there. This is not your high-end. This is more of a low-end juicer. Well, why would I use that? Because it has a big mouth. And my clients tell me that if they're using a juicer, they want to use it quick and get done with it. It has to be easy to feed. It has to be easy to clean when they're all done so that they can drink their juice in peace. But there's one thing that they have always forgotten, every single one of my clients, and that is why we're later on, after we juice, we're going to talk about saliva and digestion. Because most people will juice a glass this big and drink it down in 3 minutes. That is not called honoring the vegetables that we have been given. I want my clients to drink 1/4 cup and mix it with their saliva and drink it over 5 to 10 minutes. Now that is hard, but let's rock it. We'll show you how to do it. In this juicer, it's very simple. We have the apples and we have the carrots. And one thing that I teach my clients, do your vegetables ahead of time, do them the night before. So if you're planning juice in the morning with a little protein to slow down the digestion, then what you want to do is get everything ready at night. You open up the refrigerator in the morning, turn your juicer on, and you have breakfast in 4 minutes. Well, you can't even go through McDonald's in 4 minutes, and I do not suggest that. So here we go. How does this work? This works very simply. In the parts, we could get a little close up here. This is the blade, and in that blade, you want to keep your blade as clean as possible, and it will whip around at more revolutions than I can speak. That's pretty good, isn't it? And as it revolves, it's going to masticate the juice. You'll see the juice coming out here, the fiber will come here. Some of my clients say, but I want all the fiber. Well, that's good. You can eat the fiber. You can put this in your meatloaf. You can put it in your vegetables. But juice is different than a blended juice, which we're going to do later on. Juice that we're doing now is extremely high in enzymes. And if it's high in enzymes, that means that the genes in that apple and carrot, or whatever juice you're making, has provided so much for you that you want to drink it slow and mix it with your saliva so that you digest it. So let's show you how to make this juice. I keep my juices simple, usually 2 things, no more than 3, because so many of my clients are quite sensitive. It's quite easy. This is called the plunger. It fits in only one way. I usually alternate things. A little apple, a little carrot. You see how fast it is. That will come out to one large carrot and one large organic apple. That will come out to a little bit over a quarter of a cup. So what do you do with the extra? That's what your friends are for. That is that juice done. Now later we will go through how you drink it, and we're just going to line them up here because our job today is to make 4 juices. I always like to put something very healthy with it, and there you have it. Now this is double that I want you to drink, but since it is 25 degrees out here, forgive me for that, I only want you drinking this much. But look at that beautiful juice, full of enzymes to help you digest more, to grow more, and to be more. Now our next juice is a very simple one. It's beet and kiwi. Beets are beautiful. Look at these things. Sometimes I juice the beet leaves. These are not your typical red beets. They're different colors. And I like to use different colors because they have different pigments and different vitamins in them. Kiwi. Just peeled and ready to go. Very high vitamin C. I sometimes eat this with asparagus. Asparagus, as you know, can be eaten raw. A lot of people don't know that. So, very, very simple juice to make. 1 kiwi, 1 beet. 1 beet, 1 kiwi. 1 kiwi, 1 beet, 1 kiwi. And that is it. This makes a little less juice, which is really about the amount that I like my clients to drink. Beautiful color, and if you could see it through the sun as I do, you would see that there's some beautiful green showing through, and that is the kiwi. Again, high vitamin C. So there we have now 2 juices, and we have 2 more to go. The next juices are blended juices. We'll be right back at you. Now we're doing a blended juice. Kale, and if you could see these beautiful veins and the color, it's a red veined kale, and different vitamins, carotenoids, etc. in this. A lot of folate, we like that, and a lot of fiber. My clients do not eat enough fiber. So in a blended juice, I'm going to use one that has a blade, a wicked looking blade like that. And often I forget to put the blade in. I put everything in and then forget the blade. So I just remind you of that. Put your blade in first, tighten her down. This one has a cap that the little mark here has to go over here, and then it locks down and it's ready to go. Our juice today is going to be a rather unique one, and it is called kale and pear. And kale and pear make a nice gentle combination. Some people would prefer to use some other things like maybe an apple, but today we're just doing kale and pear. So I'm going to drop the pear down first, and As you see, this is a rather large pear. So, and it is ripe and ready to go. I'm going to put the kale in last, and I will pretend that this is, I'm making juice for a first-time person that is eating kale. So I'm only going to use actually part of this leaf. Why is that? Because kale can be rather strong, and you need to develop a taste for it. Push that thing down, and a blended juice ready to go. At this point I can add a little water, or I could add a little coconut juice. Now some of my clients put a little bit of olive oil in theirs, but today, because I get my clients drinking about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil for their heart a day, today we're not putting it in because at this temperature it's just going to coat the sides. Kale pear, a very gentle juice, extraordinarily filled with vitamins, etc. And the fiber in this is extraordinary, it's gorgeous, it's wonderful, it's wild heart. I introduce you to kale pear. I like to put a little mint with it. Why mint? Because mint helps digestion, and it's very healthy for us. Some of this mint actually grows down at the creek, and when we did juicing down at the creek, you actually saw that we found some down there. And that is kale pear. As much kale as we can eat, the healthier we'll be. Thank you. Our next juice is melon and pineapple. Now today we have been focusing on fruits and vegetables that have more potassium in it. And the reason we're focusing on more potassium is because that's what saliva is made of. You'll find that out in a little bit. So here's another high potassium juice. Very, very simple to do. Melon, a little bit of pineapple. And I like to serve this one with coconut. Bit of water or coconut milk, or even coconut water would be excellent in this. I like to be careful and not mix too much because you'll release too many of the enzymes. Juices You drink them usually right after you're finished. One of the simplest juices to make is orange juice. It's so simple because all you do is peel the oranges, juice oranges, just be a little careful when you can't go by these blades. Now that took less than a minute to make that. And that is the healthiest orange juice. You can't purchase that. There's so much fiber and so much vitamin C and so many other things in that it gives you health, it gives you strength, and it gives you a wild heart. Thank you.